Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Alicia and in today's video we are going to do a March recap for my reading journal. I actually started with 5 books but I was able to finish 4, so in this setup I'm going to talk about only the 4 books. I have also colored in 4 blocks in the reading goals section. This is because I finished 4 books and I started with the 5th one, but I only finished it in the beginning of April, so I'm going to make only 4. I have actually started reading the Throne of Glass series, and this was one of the want to read books for 2024. So I am going to color in the star ratings. So far, it is an okayish book. I know a lot of people really like this series, and it is a long series, so I'm pretty sure it's going to get more intense and more character development. So far, the 3 books that I have read, it was okay. Moving to the books of 2024 bookshelf, I'm going to color in the books in the respective colors for audiobooks and ebooks. I read 3 books in ebook and 1 in audiobook. I have bought these markers from our local store, so I won't be able to link them unfortunately. But I really like this set of markers because they are so vibrant and juicy. I will try to check on Amazon if they have something similar on Amazon storefront. Moving to the books I read per month graph, these are most of the things that are kind of in repeat but in different formats, but I like it. The reading in pixels, I was able to religiously color them this time, so which is good. My audiobook section is not as colorful compared to the physical or the ebook section because that's something that I read every night. Audiobook is more when I am working or it's not that frequent. You can see 15 books mentioned in the reading log. It's because I have 1 DNF and 2 are already in April. So you will see me talking more about these 2 books in the April setup. Coming to the reading statistics, I'm going to just fill in the numbers. The average pages and the average time are again very subjective. What I felt, it's not the real numbers because I was very lazy to do the calculation. I don't know why I put that in the first place. I thought I was going to be more honest about it, but I have not been. It's just a general feeling and a general average page that I'm doing, so please ignore that. My favorite book of the month was The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi, which also kind of fulfills one of the reading challenges. And I will talk in detail about it when we reach to the page. So coming to the cover page, I this time wanted to do a more neutral base. I've been seeing this page aesthetic journaling scrapbooking a lot in my Instagram feed, so I decided that I already have these neutral base ephemeras that I bought from Journal Say a few months ago, and I never really put them into action, and this handmade paper bundle that I bought maybe 3 years ago, I have used it only probably once or twice before and not really much, so that's why I have so many of them left. And I really wanted to do this simple collage. I have seen some of the creators making some amazing collages using these neutral bases, so I wanted to give a shot in this bandwagon and see how I do it. So let me know if it appeases you. Do you like it? I am more into colors, so I like when I'm able to use colorful materials in my journal. Neutrals are more, I guess, for home decor, but again, we had that era in home decor where everything was neutral and beige or white, and I guess we are moving more towards colors these days, something more of bold colors like dark and moody. So I don't really know. I don't know if I will continue doing a neutral base because that's not something that I gravitate towards, but I do understand the aesthetics. It does look very appealing. especially when I've seen the people who do all this page aesthetic journaling or even the home decors. They use a lot of filters in it. Mine is without filter at the moment, so it probably may not look as pretty as they are, but it is what it is. All the links to the websites from where I have bought will be mentioned in the description below, along with some of the affiliate codes, which means that if you purchase anything from those links using my code, I will make a small commission that really helps me in continuing to make this free content for you on YouTube. If there is anything specific that you cannot find or you would really like, let me know in the comments and I will try to link the product as best as possible. While making this video, I am also working very hard in the background to make a lot of products that I'm going to display in a market. It is going to be my first ever craft market, and I am nervous and excited at the same time. I do not have any experience being a vendor. I have been to a few of them, and I really like to see the different kinds of art and craft that is there, because these are mostly handmade products. Mine are also handmade products, so I am very proud of the products that I have, but it does take a lot of time and I am a one-woman army, so I hope it will be a good one. And let me know if you would like to see some snippets of the craft market, or would you want me to also talk about it like in a vlog kind of a section. I would really like to document, and maybe if you're interested, I will be also sharing it with you. So let me know that in the comments too. For the calligraphy, I used a Fudanowski pen. It was in the soft tip. They do come in soft tip and hard tip, but for this particular one, I think I used the soft tip. And then I am just going to put some sparkles all over the page so it looks more collected and whimsical. On the right hand side will be my daily pages log. Here is where I like to write the total pages that I read in a day, and it is only for the physical or the ebook. I don't really calculate the page number for the audiobooks. I document them more in terms of the time that I have listened to. So I will start my week on a Sunday. I'm more of a Sunday starter than a Monday starter. And I will use the calendar for the pages that I have read for each day of the month. My voice may sound a bit low or hoarse because I was under the weather and I have a little cold, so my nose is blocked, and I am also very tired. So apologies if it comes across as hoarse and cold. It's just that I am tired and I am not well, but I really wanted to get this video done and out, because otherwise I will forget what I have read. I'm not someone who retains information for a very long time. I shred the information from my brain. So if I'm not going to document it right away, then I will forget, and it will be more evident in the pages coming forward. I have not written down a lot of information this time about the book. It's not because I don't remember, it's a culmination of factors that I'm tired, I'm not well, and also I wanted it to be fast and not take a lot of time, since I need to categorize my time in order to make the products for the market and also have a quality content for you to enjoy. So it was more of a combination of factors that came into picture. But I hope that you will still enjoy it. I tried to make it more minimal and easy for people to replicate, and you need not have a lot of stationery to create a beautiful spread. You can make a minimal spread with the minimal items that you have, and it will still look good if you have the required information that you want to capture. I think that's good enough. I just happen to have all this stuff that I have bought over the months and years, and I love them. Some I create, some I purchase from other people, and in a way I also support the smaller businesses. So it's a passion, it's a love for the stationery that I have. But at the same time, you do not have to spend so much. You can take the cutouts from magazines and newspapers and also create beautiful spreads. It's just something that I want to throw in there. Unsolicited advice. For example, this brown dolly that you see me using here a lot is actually for cookies and bakery stuff to serve those in the plate. I really liked it because it kind of goes with the design that I like and the color. So I use it as a stationery product which is not its intended use. So it's just something that you can do. You can see the potential in other products and just implement it in your own journal. Once I finish decorating the page, I will fill in the numbers offline so you don't have to watch me doing it all over again. So here is how it looks after the numbers have been filled in. I think I was able to achieve the quote unquote beige aesthetic on my cover page. There are some things that I would definitely change, like the blob that I made on top. Maybe I could have done something better with it. But hey, this was kind of my first attempt in it, so maybe in the future I will do better, and I strive to do better. This month's small business purchase is from LETTOOn. She is based in the Netherlands and they create amazing, beautiful, cozy stickers. They have a beautiful range of selection when it comes to journaling. And here is the oopsie bag that I actually bought from them. It's a mystery bag, so I really didn't know what are the items I'm going to get. So I was really surprised and impressed by the designs and the quality. Some of them definitely had very hard cuts like this one. So I understand that it was part of the oopsie one because they didn't really intended to make it that deep cut. But yeah, there were various different kinds of paper as well. So some were muted, some were bright and vibrant. But again, it was an oopsie mystery bag. I don't have complaints. I got really good designs and I also supported a small business, which makes me very happy. To make the spread, I am going to use the washi tape from Journal Say and make a border on top and in below. So just engulf the page, and I will be decorating the spread with the sticker sheets from LETTOOn. So the first spread that I'm going to make is going to be for the adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. This was an ebook that I listened to. So let me talk first about the narrator and then I will go into a little bit details about the book. Not too much to give away the whole story. Like I mentioned before, I'm not going to give away the plot. Just going to talk how I feel and how the entire book was made or wrote by the author. So the narrator of this book in Audible, she was she was very funny. I really liked because she was impersonating Amina al-Sirafi as someone who is telling her own story. So it was very hilarious at times because there were a lot of curse words that she was going to use, and then she pretends like the producer or her friends are like, oh, you cannot be cursing or you cannot be using those words, you need to be more subdued and vanilla for the audiences, so you don't get censored. And she was like, but this is my life and I've been a pirate and pirates don't really use vanilla language. So it was like some of the bits were very, very funny. And she really did a very good job in portraying herself as Amina al-Sirafi. A narrator in an ebook definitely makes or breaks the story. So I think she did a very good job. Coming to the story itself, The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi is written by Shannon A. Chakrabarty. She is based in the US, but the story is based in the Indian Ocean. So it is different. So she is in the Middle East. She was also in the Maldives. So it was on the different locations. So that's how this book ended up in my reading challenge. I liked the story. It was different. It's definitely a fantasy, even though some of the locations that they mentioned are not fantasy. They are there in the real world. However, the story is more about how Amina, as an ex-pirate, has to come out of her retirement because she has to help this old grandmother who was the mother of one of her crew members, and she comes to her to get her help in retrieving her granddaughter who was kidnapped by this French mercenary. So all the adventures that she goes through, all the supernatural elements and monsters that she comes across, I really enjoyed it. There were all these different elements, and the narration was very good. So when the next book comes out in this series, that I know is going to be a series, so I will definitely look out for the second book. Let's move to the world of Sarah J. Maas and the Throne of Glass series. So I went by the recommended chronology to start this series, which is to read the Assassin's Blade first and then start with the actual series, because the Assassin's Blade is a novella which gives a background about Selena Sardotian. She is the main character in this series. So it has 4 parts in this novella. So there are different timelines in which she has different people that she is interacting with, and has a lot of the background that comes into picture in the novel, which gives a better understanding of her as a character. So that was definitely helpful to go with the recommendation. I cannot imagine if you start with the book, with the Throne of Glass series, with the Throne of Glass book, because there will be a lot of things which will be out of place, and you will be kind of like thrown into a scene, and you have to like scramble to understand like what is happening and why is she in slave mines, and how did she get captured, and why did that happen, and she is supposed to be the world's best assassin and then she gets captured, like what. But yeah, the novella definitely helped in understanding why certain things happened and how she got captured, um, how she was betrayed, and all the stories. So anyway, it was a 4-part book. It had subdivisions, so it definitely gave a lot of the picture, understanding of all these other characters that plays very important role in her life. It was a solid 3.5 star for me. I really did not have a lot of expectation from the Assassin's Blade, because it was more to give a background about certain situations and the characters. So my expectations was minimal, and I would say it met my minimal expectations. It was good to go through it to have an impact for the main series. So yeah, I would say solid 3.5 from my end. In terms of the decoration of the page, I wanted to continue with the neutral beige aesthetic and have more cohesion with the cover page. So I went along with the same materials that I used in the cover page, and also going to introduce some of these PET tapes in this sticker book. This sticker book I bought from Journal Say, and when I bought it, I thought that the book was going to be a little bigger, but then it was a little smaller. I did not check the dimension. When I received the book, I went back to check and it was mentioned there, but I, of course, did not check properly, and this was one of those online purchase moments for me. But hey, it still works and it does have all these really cute elements which works well for me, and it is doing its job, so it's good. Now let's dive into the actual series. So, Throne of Glass. It starts from where the novella ends, which is very good because it's more a continuation to the story and it gives a meaning to the novella and also more of a background for you to understand. So, the chronology of this reading definitely helps. It starts off with, of course, Selena, the main character, being in the slave mines where they work day in, day out. They are, they are forced to mine these products for the king, and she is definitely not doing well. She is going through her emotions and grief while also enduring the hard life of living in a mine as a slave. But the prince of other land, he comes along with the captain of the army to help him find the champion for the king, because the king is in a mood to have a champion who would do all his dirty work, and the ministers that forms the council for the king, everybody is presenting one of their representatives, and the prince decides that Selena, being the world's best assassin, would have the best option for survival in this weird mad game of being the king's champion. So the book basically revolves around the competition, how the captain helps her to build up her strength, because she definitely lost a lot while being a slave in the mines for the whole year. So she was not getting proper nutrition, no proper exercises, so the life was very different. So she had to work really hard, and the captain was helping her to navigate through all this training. And obviously there were a lot of magical creatures that makes an entrance in this situation. There are people, mostly the competitors, who are mysteriously dying in really weird ways. She also finds a hidden tunnel in her bedroom, and the ancient queen comes and gives her a visit. Well, multiple visits, but it's interesting. So, in a nutshell, the first book was to lay the foundation of how the entire series is going to span out, like where she is going to land finally with her skills. And I would say it was a little bit of a childish way of writing, because when I read when Sarah J. Maas wrote it, she was a 16-year-old. So, as a 16-year-old, her writing was like a 16-year-old, not like the matured woman that she is. The writings that she has right now, or the novels that she's launching now, are way more stronger, beautifully written compared to the Throne of Glass. I know a lot of people have a lot of attachment to this book and to this series, but like I mentioned before, slowly it is getting better. At least for me, I'm not in the 16 years or early 20s range. So for me, the kind of things that she was doing, I was like, if you are the best, how can you be so stupid? So it was just like me being in the matured age of life, I guess. It's just some things where like, no, you're not going to do that. Or if it was really someone that smart, they wouldn't be doing it. So it's just how I felt in the first book. And this feeling continues to be in the second book, but it makes a lot of sense, certain things, how she became what she became. So yeah, that brings us to the fourth and final book that I read in March, and that is the second, or rather the third book in the Throne of Glass series. It's The Crown of Midnight. It's the continuation. So now we are like properly in the world of Selena Sardotian, and here we will be seeing her wrath, her actual strength that she has, and why she has been named as the world's notorious and best assassin. The reason why. And she becomes the king's champion, obviously. She has been tasked by the king to go and kill people for whatever various reasons that he has. But as a rebellion that she is, she decides not to kill those people. Instead, give them an option to flee the continent and spare their life. But in order to present that she has actually done her work, she fetches these dead bodies from, I guess these are the local morgues, and just decapitate the corpse and brings in the head of those bodies and presents it to the king as a proof of what she did. And because of that, she will be paid for a lot of money. One thing that I have noticed in Sarah J. Maas's book, like every time there is some actions with the fingers, like she wouldn't say that, oh, she showed the middle finger to this opponent or this person because they pissed her off, but it'll be like, oh, she made this real vulgar action with her fingers to show it. I'm like, you can just, you can just write it. It's your book. I don't think when you are writing a smut, it's more in the erotic era, in the erotic phase. So this small vulgar gesture is not something that is going to get censored. So which I think, when she wrote it, she was a young kid, so she was probably not allowed to say that in her household. I don't know. But it's just, I find it funny every time I see that phrase in the books. I just laugh. It's like it's just funny to me. I don't know what you feel about it. It's just funny. Anyway, coming back to the spread, I actually used these stickers set from the washi tape shop. This was their last year's collection. I bought a bunch of washi tapes from the washi tape shop, and most of them I wanted to get the sticker version so that it's easy for me to peel and decorate. And the reason why I wanted to go with this is because it was more of the girl vibe, the girl boss vibe, and Selena is a very girl boss, so it kind of went with the theme. She also likes to take notes, she likes to take a bath, and she likes expensive, good clothes. So it was more to go with that whole theme of hers. But overall, I am enjoying the series. I am having high expectations for the next books in this series, so I hope it will be a good one. So far, it has been entertaining. I am reading it every day. I am already in my fifth book of the series, so it is very good testament to say that it is enjoyable and it is good for someone who wants to get back to reading too. It's very easy to catch up, it's entertaining, it's fulfilling. So I would recommend it to anybody who wants to give it a shot. Well friends, we have reached to the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm also sorry if I sound very tired. Like I said, I'm not keeping well, so I hope I will get better faster and I can produce better quality content for you. If you have read any of this book, please let me know your thoughts. And if there are any book recommendations that you would like me to read and talk about, please do that too. Leave them in the comments below. Also, if you have liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!